in. This is the Theme Deek Show. Hi, Facebook. Hi, YouTube. Thanks a lot for joining in. You are on the Theme Deek Show, which we are going to completely ask questions or discuss about parents. How to manage parents, how to work with parents, how do you understand them, all your problems, your issues, and whatever it is around parents, feel free to ask. Hi, Crush Girl. Thanks a lot for joining in. Shashang, Mystery Girl. Hello, everyone. Thanks a lot. Let's give a couple of minutes for people to join in, and then we will go talking about parents, literally everything and anything what you're looking for. Right? So, yeah, what's that you really wanted to talk about parents? Many people have asked me questions, wanted to talk about parents and how to manage them. So, feel free to Instagram, ask on the questions section about parents, Facebook and YouTube, ask on the comments column about parents. This is the Theme Deek Show where I pick one topic and talk about it and question about it and whatever it is. Right? It depends on you. All your questions in the questions section. Hi, I am Preetham Iyer. Thanks a lot for joining in. Thanks a lot for all the waves. I try my best to reply to all the waves. I really like the wave of Instagram, actually. That's really cool. Facebook, YouTube, anything about parents in the comments column. Instagram, anything on parents. In the Coach Arshad is asking the first question. Arshad, can you ask the question in the comments column so that I can actually reply to it, or you want to put it? No, can you ask me in the questions section, right? So, see, guys, what I want is Instagram ask on the question section. Instagram ask on the question section, and Facebook, YouTube ask on the comments question. Anything about parents, parenting, everything, right? So the first question, Coach Arshad, you can ask on the question section. I think you're finding difficulties there. Some people don't find the question section, so that's the reason I find it difficult to reply to it, right? So, okay, I think he might have difficulties in asking. So for the first question is asked by Coach Arshad, right? The question here is how to deal with parents when they discourage when we fail. I think he asked in the question section. I hope so. Okay, perfect. That's good. So he asked in the question section. Thanks a lot, Coach, for the first. I think are you doing some coaching stuff? Because you say Coach Arshad is good. I'm getting this question from the coach. See, at the end of the day, if you fail and people don't understand your dream, or if you fail and people don't understand what you're looking forward to, they're all going to discourage you. So discouraging happens because somewhere around you're deviating from what they want, and somewhere around you're moving into a direction which they don't want. So what can happen is first question you got to ask is, why are they discouraging you? It's because their plan was something else, your plan was something else, due to which the discouraging happen. Because at the end of the day, when you were a child and when you fell down, or when you were a child, when you had various other issues, that time your parents didn't discourage you. They gave you a hand to raise you up. So what has happened is either in their eyes, you're no more a child. That could be one of the reasons. So when parents are discouraging you, it is because somewhere around they don't have a clear idea of what your goals are or what you're going towards to. Because at the end of the day, when you are a child, when you fell down, at that time your parents gave the hand, because their parents knows that you are going to stand, you have to walk. So they knew your intention that you wanted to walk. So that's why they gave you a supporting hand to actually walk. So right now your parents are discouraging when you fail is because they don't know where you're going to walk, what you're going to do. So if you clearly start explaining them, again, people will always discourage when they don't understand you. People will always discourage. People will always laugh when you fall. That's natural, right? But the point is, do they understand? Do your parents understand what you're going towards? If they understand that, life is all good. Instagram is best to view on Facebook and YouTube. You can see my complete view at the background, and it's much more visually more better than seeing me like that. This you can see in a much more wider. So if you feel free, move on to YouTube or Facebook. It's much more better. The questions are also much more better, right? So next question I'm getting from Soul Om Guys, Instagram, everyone ask your questions in the question section. If you don't have the question section, please put it in the comments column, because I can pick the questions and people can understand what I'm talking about. The next question is from Soul Om Shanti. What do parents expect from us? See, what parents expect from you, it all revolves around what they have put into you, right? If they put a lot of money into you, if they put a lot of effort into you, if they gave you a lot of love, if they gave you a lot of care and attention, obviously they expect that same thing in return. That's a different thing. I tell parents that you should not expect anything in return at the end of the day with your children, but they obviously do, because it's an autopilot thing which is going on. So the point is, they have given you 18 to 20 to 25 years of your time to you. You have to give back that 25 years or time back to them in some form or some way or some value or some financial help or whatever it is. That's it. They just expect that from you. So keep doing that in such a way that you do what they want to do at the end of the day. But then I'm not saying here to kill your dreams or destroy your dreams. When you have a lot of free time, work on your beautiful dreams which you're looking for. Their parents will have no issues at all with that regards. I hope I've answered that question. It's not what parents expect from us. It is what you have taken from your parents. Make sure you return that back. So see it from that point of view, than seeing from the parents' point of view, which is much more complicated, right? I hope, Soul Om Shanti, I've answered that question. Let me take a question from Subham Siani from YouTube. What should we do if our parents forced us on marriage? My first question will be, why you don't want to marry, right? When you say force, it's not force. I don't know how old are you. Different people have different times. Different communities have different times. And if you really look towards that, it's not they're forcing, you're rejecting. 99% of parents are forcing. Most of the guys or girls at your time would have been in the process of marriage during that time. So it's not parents forcing, you're not ready for marriage, though you feel it as force. See, I take both sides at the end of the day. I only choose which side is positive, and I make them or people believe that where the truth is, and that's where my job is, right? So it's not parents forcing, it is you running away from marriage that makes you that pressure. So Subham, what you need to do is go and read about marriage, go and read about good marriage, go and read about good humor, talk to good people who are already married, and then work it out from there. Because when you start working out from there, that is when you get that experience. That is when you think, oh, it's okay, I can marry. That is when you say, oh, whichever girl it is, as long as I know how to love and take care of her, she will be a good support for me. Rather than you're running away from marriage. If you're running away from marriage, I'm telling you, marriage will be a force for you. I hope I've answered that question. Shrishti on YouTube again is asking, when you have someone you love in your life and your partner is forcing you to get married, are being guys and asking you to meet with that, you are not in situation to tell them about your partner. First of all, I don't know why you are having in a relationship with your parents don't agree. That is the first point I don't understand. I'm 25. I cannot tell that about my love life because I'm not settled yet and they won't accept the relationship. Shrishti, what guarantee you have that if your parents if you settle down and be that great girl, you think your parents are going to change their mind? I doubt. As I said, I think I remember talking to you, I remember chatting to you for a long on this regard. So what I normally tell people is that go and test your parents as a joke. Go and tell to your parents, Papa, would you agree to such a guy, and describe a couple of small points and see what your father is going to say. People have this mistake that parents will change their mind after you settle down. It doesn't happen. Guys, get this point very clear. In the Indian family system, I think most of you would be listening to me will be from an Indian family. You might cry for a mobile, you get a mobile. You cry for a laptop, you get a laptop. You cry for the college you want to go, you'll get that. You cry for being with your friends, you might also get that. But the partner thing, if they are really strongly driven by their point of marriage, whatever you settle and however you settle, it is not going to work out. Shristi is counter questioning more and more here. So why do we find our parents so annoying when they are being protective and concerned mainly about our eating and sleeping pattern? This is a question from Sunani. Okay. Why do we find our parents so annoying when they are being protective and concerned most of mainly about eating and sleeping pattern? It is genuine when you take care of a thing for 18 years, when you sacrifice a lot of time and effort for that 18 or 20, 25 years, whatever you are, what happens there is, if you, obviously they'll be protective, right? So for example, let me give you an example. When you go and build up this wealth and buy maybe 200 grams of gold, don't you think you'll be too protective because the robber might steal and go? Don't you think you'll be too protective? Gold is okay, maybe silver. Don't you think you'll be too protective that it shouldn't not get spoiled, right? Because of the rusting or whatever it is, or before the reaction. So whatever you overtake or overtake care, that you'll be protective and concerned about it. I always tell people, children talk a lot about this freedom from their parents, right? Most of you, I'm sure, would be talking about freedom from your parents. You sleep at your parents' home, you take all the fees from your dad, you eat the food which mother gives you, and then you say, I don't want these things and I want this freedom. If you want freedom, get out of the house, start living your own life, and then ask for freedom. Not sitting under that roof which your dad gives you, or that protection which your brothers or your family gives you, and talk about freedom, right? So freedom is freedom from everything. Not holding on to papa for problems, not holding on to your brothers for protection, not holding it for mothers for support or emotional support, but then for going outside or doing something what you want to do, don't talk about freedom there, right? Freedom, ask for complete freedom, right? So I hope, Sunani, you got the answer which you're looking for. At the end of the day, don't think it from an annoying point of view. It is just over love. If you have a dog, you take care of the dog. Obviously, you'll be overprotective that you don't go with street dogs, right? It won't interact with other mad dogs, right? So if you have a dog, you're going to do the same thing. Same thing parents are also doing at the end of the day. So they'll be worried if you're eating well or not. They'll be worried about your health because they're taking care of you. They'll be even bothered with sleeping pattern because somewhere around they might have listened that sleeping is important. Sleeping pattern is important. Why don't you just live that life? And when you have that free time, you can do whatever and anything and everything what you want to do, right? I hope I've answered that question. Shrishti has again further question. Because I don't have a place to go right now, when I started working, then won't have a choice than to agree. We talked on Shrishti. I don't know how we ended our talk. Let's have a discussion and continue our Telegram discussion, which you have talked about. I don't know why my Instagram is just shutting down by the channel. I really don't know why that happens. Sometimes it happens that way. Anyways, forget that. So Shrishti, let's have a talk. If you don't have a place to go right now, so basically you're planning to run away from your parents and get married to this guy? I doubt so. So what you need to do is, you're 25 now. Obviously, that's the age which your marriage is going to be step in. And let's continue our discussion on Telegram, because I really don't remember what all I've told you, and I really don't know how our communication has ended. So I need to refer back and understand what actually I told you to counter and reply to all these things what you're asking me right now, right? People who have talked personally, come back and reply to me personally rather than asking in this place, because I need to understand what I've actually told you and come back to it. Shrishti, I'm dead sure I told you to joke with your dad and find out where he stands in this situation. Most of the kids have this assumption my parents will say yes. Most of the students or people or kids or youth have this assumption my parents will agree. My question is this assumption? If you want to know the truth, you need to find the truth. Now, you all have options before getting into love or relationship to back out when you get into this seriousness of the relationship. But many people don't get that, right? I always say, before you going into a relationship, make sure the caste religion is all good and your parents will accept the guy, and then go forward with love, rather than slowly being good friends, then getting complicated, then getting more into detail, and then working out, and then finally you won't be here or you won't be there at the end of the day, right? I hope I've answered that question. So let me go on Instagram. Oh, there's so many highs. Thanks a lot for all the waves. Thanks a lot for all that. Shilpa is saying that 100% after settle down, I challenge you, 90% of the people, whatever you settle down and whatever you become, if that they have a plan for you in terms of marriage, I'm telling you, many parents won't back out because it's more of a community thing and not a personal thing. Guys, what I'm saying is, don't believe that they will agree 100% because after settling down they will change their mind. In front of the dining table, go and crack a joke in front of them. If you are of a different caste, let's say for example, don't go to religion is a complete different battle altogether. As a joke, go talk to your dad. Papa, what if I marry a guy of this caste? Just crack a joke, right? And see how he responds. See his face. The truth is there only. Don't tell I 100% after I settle they will agree, or 100% after I do that I will agree, right? So let me take the question section. In parents' views are different, my views are different. How to convince parents? You have to know what a very clear view about your point of views, and then understand even parents' point of view, because there is a lot of gap in parents' point of view at the end of the day. Because if you don't do it from that point of view, it is how you got convinced, right? You got to convince, you need to do everything about your dad's point of view or your parents' point of view. You got to understand all your point of view and then compare both from each side, and then that's how you start the convincing process, right? Praveen, yes, I see you. So let me take a few more questions on Instagram. I'll be only taking questions with regards to parents only. Crush girl, why parents are against love marriage? It's not they're against love marriage, because they have previous experiences of love marriage, which is actually breaking down with time, right? So it's not parents are against love marriage, because somewhere around the track record of love marriage and the success rate of love marriage is very low. Because see, I support both love marriage and arranged marriage, provided it's done in the right sense. Right? I can tell you how with love marriage you can understand positivity. I can tell you that how with arranged marriage also you can attain positive, but many people don't do it in the positive sense. That's where it's all goes. So best example, many people say that as the example you're saying, I will settle down and understand and then I'll go. I'm telling you, someone is going to cry. Either you or your parents are going to cry. So that is the negative approach of getting into love marriage at the end of the day. Parents are not against love marriage. Parents are against the people, or that people who you're loving at the end of the day, because sometimes you are not in that true love at the end of the day. Right? You are not in that right mindset. Many people don't even understand love. Now, after this call, I'm going to talk to someone who's just going and breaking up that whole marriage relationship just because of love marriage. Now, what do I tell that person? You ever thought of that? So parents have a lot of experience based on their family point of view. So that's the reason they don't do it, right? So why the thing in negative? Parents are not thinking negative. You're not understanding their point of view. You're not understanding their concepts. They have a story. They have a certain experience. We have only 20 to 30 years of experience. They have around 50 years of experience. So that mindset is built up from that point of view. So it's not they're negative. It is because we don't understand them, we call it negative. For example, fire, right? Let's take an example of fire. You have fire flaming. You go and touch your hand, it burns you, right? At that time, you say fire is negative. But then if you go stay with a proper distance, it gives you proper heat to cool your body. That time it is positive. Both are fire. One, you're going too inside into it, and challenging fire, that is when it hurts you with time. And if you feel it's negative. But if you keep that distance, if you manage it properly, if you control it properly, that same fire becomes positive, right? So, crush girl, I've already talked about it. Why parents are against love marriage? Because there will be some other girl or boy in your community who have gone into love marriage and literally struggling with their life, or having breakups or having divorces on various other reasons. So if it is love marriage you want to do it, make sure your parent is well aware that you're going into it just before getting into any guys or not. If you're against the concept of arranged marriage, let your parents know you're against the concept and fight it. But at the end, if you're still choosing love marriage, make sure your parents agree to it at the end of the day. If not, it doesn't work out. Ritika, I'm only answering questions with regards to love marriage and not stage fright. So next, more questions on Instagram is pouring with questions with this parents thing. Sir, when your parents want you to me to marry, but I want to make a career, my career is not even started. Do both. Get married and do your career. What's the problem? Talk to your parents. Either I want to build up a career or I want to do such and such things. Is it possible you could select a guy who would allow me to go for the career within the system which you want? Why do you think that after marriage your career is gone? You still can make your career if your husband, if your in-laws are okay with it and they're also okay with it and your parents is also okay with it. Why don't you do both? That's the question I would say, right? Sneha, I don't know what your age is, but generally don't think that marriage is a block to your working career or your career if you have a very understanding eye. But the point is searching the right guy who meets that requirement rather than looking at something else, right? So I hope, Sneha, I've answered that question. Man, all are very, very serious questions. Okay, there's a counter question from Rosemaria. I like that name, Rosemaria. My parents are negative in all. After marriage, it will be a little bit difficult. I really don't know what you mean, Shilpa, with that regards. My parents are negative in all matters. They don't give me support in any matters. Don't look for support for your parents at the end of the day. They have taken care of you in the best possible way. That's it. You keep loving them as the greatest daughter who you can be or whatever you want to be, and make sure that don't expect the support from them. If you believe in God, look at God and take his support if you want to. If you don't believe in God, focus on what you want to be or who you want to be and how can you grow with life and work it up from that way. If parents are negative, it is your point of view. Why don't you work on making them positive? Or you become so positive that they feel that positivity within you and they also want to be positive. If you think that the whole surrounding is negative, you're enjoying, laughing, having a great time. You think negative people will just sit there? No, they'll ask, what happened? How did you change? How the difference? And work it up from there. Guys, Instagram, please ask on the question. Now, let me take some questions on Facebook and YouTube. Oh, there's no questions on Facebook. So let me take this question from Shobha. I'm separated from my father, but I was cared by my mother's family, but I badly miss my father. What should I do? See, I don't know what's the reason for the separation. Now, I don't know if it's love marriage or arranged marriage, whatever it is, a separation has happened. Because somewhere around the arranged marriage and the love marriage was not done correctly by whoever your parents is and the girl and the boy. So that is when people like this is going to message me. That's why I'm telling you guys, be very careful before getting into marriage. And the other thing, even last week we had this marriage topic, and I think there is still more to talk on marriage at the end of the day. Right? And I always tell girls and boys, please, after marriage, only make a kid when you're ready for the kid. Don't get forced by the community and system and make a kid. Please, right? That's the biggest mistake a lot of parents do, and the kids goes around on this thing, and various other matters even falls apart, right? So yeah, and there's Rosemary even still saying that they only see your negative side. Let them see. It is their narrow-mindedness. Why are you getting affected by it? Provided your focus is much more positive. You become positive. That should be your focus, not what your focus is, right? So you're positive. What you're going to do is that you become positive. You take steps towards positivity. When you become positive, two things will happen. Either the surroundings will change or you will be moved out of the surrounding. Maybe the right guy who's very, very positive will come and pick you out of the negative family if you think that the parents are negative. But then first you have to become positive, and then the change begins to happen. right? Shobha is asking, yeah. So Shobha, what I was saying is that, see, you're missing my father. I really don't know what age. Shobha, why don't you message me on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, and let's have a discussion on this regards, because you're separated by my father, but you are cared by my mother's family. I don't know where your mother is in this picture. So there's many open questions which I don't know. So just message me in some form or the other, and we can work it out and discuss more this in details, right? As I said, if you're missing your father and if he's still alive, take a phone and give him a call. That's it, right? And I tell your parents that I got to do it from that way, right? So it's my mother who told she never want to live with my father. Love, Shobha, hold on. It's getting very private. Yeah, I don't want your whole world, your family news to be known by the world. So please message me on WhatsApp or Instagram or whichever form you say. Message me and I will discuss and we'll figure out how to get positive out of the situation. It's not that I can go on talking on the situation right now, but then you're going to slowly open up all your family secrets and the public will know, and I don't want that to happen. I hope you understand that. Some answers I'm not answering because it gets way different from a public thing to a very private thing, and I would keep some talks private. Is much more better. Okay, so let me take a few questions on from Facebook. I'm dependent on my parents. I mean, if I go abroad for studies, for job, I can't stay without them. How to control myself? I think you have understood, sir. See, always remember something. If you are over dependent on to your parents, you will lose, because you're not going to be independent. You're not going to stand on your legs. So the point here is that if you go abroad for studies or for a job, and you can't stay with them, take them with you. That's one option, but I know it's not possible. But then take them with you if that is the option. But if you can't take them with you, then what you need to do within home itself, stop working on depending on them. So what you need to do is first point is start cooking on your own. Stop taking money from your dad. Start working part-time. And cook your own food. Go and purchase stuffs which you want on your own, and try to slowly take these steps and to be independent yourself. Actions is what gives you true independence. So make sure you take the actions rather than being over dependent to your parents. That was the last question on YouTube, and I've answered that. Let me go back on Instagram. Instagram, we are talking everything and anything about parents. I don't have parents question here. If it's good to give time, I'm afraid. Okay, there's a question. I'm afraid of responsibility which is going to come after marriage. Okay. I think this is also parents. Parents push you for marriage and you're afraid about responsibilities of marriage. I think I need to do one more session on marriage. I think there is still more doubts on marriage. Guys, what do you suggest for the next week's topic? Do I take again marriage? I think marriage is a very hot topic which many people are still confused. So let me know. So since it's already half an hour I'm talking, let me know what is the next topic you want me to talk about. Like this time we picked up parents. You can see parents here. I think, see, that's something. Come on YouTube. You will see my full screen and the topic which I'm talking. Marriage again, Shilpa, crush girl. You both were there in my last marriage session. Okay. Anyways, there's 2 marriages. Any counter topics? I don't want to pick marriage again. Next topic is failure. Okay, failure is a good topic. Shobha says friends. Friends is a good topic too. I think I'll pick up friends. Shilpa is still confused about marriage again. So I think, guys, friends looks like a good new topic to talk about. I'll come back to marriage. Don't, Shilpa, you're not going to get married so soon anyways. So I think Shobha, the friends topic is very good. Leadership. Love. Oh, love is too much. Answer. Friends. Yeah, I'm getting vote for friends. That's good. So I think I will prefer taking friends, and Shilpa, slowly I will take what do you say? Move it into friends to best friends and a little bit of love, right? So I think next topic, public speaking. Sharon. Okay, Sharon is the guy who I'm going to do the show for on Sunday with. And yeah, Sir, no. What happened? Sir, marriage. Everyone wants marriage. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll talk about friendship, and then I'll talk a little bit about marriage also, right? So Shilpa, stay tuned for the next week. Lakshman is. Why is there so much marriage questions coming over here? Man, why you people are so worried about marriage? Go on. First of all, everyone, whoever wants to know about marriage, see my last video on this theme Deek show. I talked about marriage. I have my wife also in that show. Go and have a look at that. Complete marriage topic is even Karthika is saying all marriage. Okay, fine. So for the benefit of everyone, I will pick marriage again, right? And a little bit of friendship also, how friendship goes, so that guys, I want a topic open. I need to clear it up, right? Marriage and love are just a part of life. Don't think about this all the time. 100% true. That was well said, Rose Maria. That's our big problem. Okay, good. So I think there's 3 people voting for marriage, 1 people for friend, 2 people for friend. I would like to see more people. Marriage, friends, or friendship, or what was one more thing was there? There was one more good topic which someone picked up. I forgot that topic. What was that? I forgot. Okay, I just need people on voting, right? If it is friends or marriage. There was one more, I forgot, a very good one. So guys, tell me in the comments, friends, marriage, which one, whatever it is, right? So I'm still waiting for the votes. Whichever votes you guys vote more. Okay, 1 marriage I got. Breakup. Okay, so breakup, marriage. Yeah, breakup. Yeah, that was the other topic. Friend, I got, okay, marriage, I got 2 votes again. Friends, I got 2 votes now. Friends, I got 3 votes now. Marriage, I got 3 votes now. 4 votes on marriage. Marriage of friends. I'm 4 voting on marriage. 5 vote on marriage. Okay, career, I'll take it later. 6 vote on marriage. Oh God, I think marriage is winning. Okay, so guys, okay, fine. According to all your votes, I would go for marriage again. We will talk about friends also a little bit in that, so that everyone is fair and square with that regard. So Shobi, again, Pinku also marriage. Come on, guys. Okay, whoever's talking about marriage, go and have a look at my last video, the theme Deek, which happened, I don't know what date, last week, last Wednesday. Okay. Marriage wins. I still getting marriage. Vandana, I'll do marriage again. I'll try to see if I can bring my wife again. So next week, Wednesday, it would be all about marriage again. Okay. Oh God, what a day. Everyone wants to know about marriage and nothing else. How serious is this topic? Yes. So Soul Om Shanti, what you need to do is that go and have a look at my, now next week, go and have a look at my not Instagram, on my YouTube and Facebook, where I completely talk about marriage, right? There's lots of words about friendship on the other side. So yeah, so let me go back. So Shobi, what I will do is that I will reply to your question next time onto that. Now only parents. Shilpa, my boyfriend, he's married to another girl. I really want to take revenge. Shilpa, at the end of the day, it's not the boyfriend cheated you. It is you allowed him to cheat, so he cheated you, right? He's married to other girl. Why are you going after these type of guys at the end of the day, right? Message me and we can discuss it later. All questions with regards to parents. Okay. In future, your husband is not compatible. Oh, marriage. This is all marriage, right? So, guys, okay, this is good. Rose Maria has asked, guys, only questions about parents and nothing more, right? Let's keep the marriage topic next Wednesday again, right? So always remember something, different talks, different timing. I talk in different ways. So don't expect my previous marriage topic to be same to this topic. Is based on whatever questions you asked me. I'm not that Shilpa. I don't know. I thought so. Anyways, whatever. Yeah, so back to Rosemaria's question. I think parents should give respect to children's opinion, what your opinion is. Yes, they have to technically, But when you have this seniority thing onto your head, and when you have this ego onto your head, most parents won't give a chance to give out your opinion. But then there are different ways you can tell your parents about how you can share your opinion, right? So when you want to say something, never ever go and try to counter your parents, or never ever, Nidhi, your question should be in relation to parents. That's the question I'm looking for. It's not I'm ignoring you. I know what your question is, but right now is a theme Deek show. Oh, I need to put theme Deek. See, it's a theme Deek show and talks about parents. It's upside down because it's made for YouTube and Facebook, right? So going back on the children's opinion and the parents, so what you need to do here is if you have an opinion, there are chances you have to have different methods to make them share your opinion. Sometimes your dad won't understand, so that time you have to share your opinion to your mom, and your mom actually transfers that opinion to your dad. That is one way to do it, right? If you have an opinion, you have to wait your parents to calm down in a very good mood, and that is when you share your opinion. Never ever go and share your opinion in an argument. Never ever go and share your opinion into your or challenging parents at the end of the day, because you will lose, because parents are going to come, I am your parent, I know what has to be done, and they're going to work it from that way. So there's different ways you can share your opinion to them, or use your grandmom and granddad and share them and then use them to influence your parents at the end. There's many ways if you really think from that point of view. But then if you say that children's opinion is not respected, and bang on, that is when you put a guard, and when you have the guard, your ideas will stop, right? I hope Rosemaria, see, that's what I like, guys. Ask me questions with regards to parents. Okay, Rosemaria asks another question again on parents. See, I'm taking Rosemaria's question because she is asking the right question with that regards to whatever the topic. That's why I'm picking her questions, not that I like her or whatever it is, right? So my parents are following traditional way of living, but I don't like. We don't have a sink in any matter. Rosemaria, first thing you got to find out is understand your tradition first. Learn about your tradition first. Research about your tradition first. Go deep into your traditional culture or whatever it is first. Understand the true meaning. Understand the complete knowledge of the tradition, and then reject it if it doesn't make value to you. Most people, what they do, most kids, what they do is they don't want to research their parents' system. They don't want to understand or learn about the parents' culture or religion or whatever beliefs they have. You just scrap it completely and go after some other system or some other traditional approaches, which you're working it from that point of view. So stop doing that. Know the complete tradition, what your parents are taught by your forefathers or by your ancestors. Learn it completely. See if there's superstitions involved in it. Go and test it. Go and find the truth. And after that is when you got rejected. So you don't have sync is because what is sync? When there is an understanding of both parties is only when the sync is. When you say that I don't want to understand this party, when the other person says that I don't want to understand this party, you can never sync it together, right? So understand both parties. What's the power of traditional ways? What's the power of the new generation ways? Try to see if there's a balance between it, but only if you know the traditional ways you can counter it, right? Only if you know the traditional ways you can change it. Only if you know the real truth behind all that traditional approaches or cultural or religious or whatever it is, you can find ways how to counter it, and you can know how ways to win over it, right? I hope I've answered that question. Okay, Nidhi, okay, this is your question, Nidhi. Let me have a look at, let me pin it down for you. There are some incidents we can't share with your parents. We badly want, but we can't. Why do you go and do stuffs which you can't share to your parents? That's the first question I would ask to anyone who says that statement. Why is that you can't share stuffs which has happened into your life to your parents? Because there's somewhere around you have done definitely something wrong in your eyes, and you think that it will be wrong in your parents' eyes also. I always tell you, all kids, one thing. Whatever you do in life, This was told my sister's teacher, one of the teacher. Do everything or do anything. You should have the guts to stand on the table and tell the public that I have done this. You can do most of the stuff which you're doing. The point is when you don't hide it from your parents, and when you can't do that, and that is what the problem is. So there's different ways to share it to your parents. Nidhi, I don't know what you did. That's the other side of the story. But if you've did something, it's best to disclose it as quick as you can with your parents. I know many kids, especially girls, they get harassed by family members. They get, various other negative things from the family members. They don't share it to their parents. And they build it up. Finally, they'll have various other mental issues. And then they come and talk to me, and then I make them understand, and then it works around that. When something wrong happens, when some negative incident has happened to you, whatever the case is, make sure you share it to your parents and release it out. Because if you don't release it out, I'm telling you, there is various other issues which could come in future into your life. Right? I hope I have answered that question. Okay. How to win passion? That's not parents' question. That's not a parents. See, Soul Om Shanti, it's not a parents' question. Shinox Rocks, it's not a parents' question. Ravi, it's not a parents' question. I'm only going to talk about middle class parents don't allow love marriage, sir. That is Lakshmesh asking the question. That is quite interesting. It's not middle class, any class won't allow love marriage. Have this point very clear. The point here is that, guys, understand what your parents are standing for. Don't just go. Now, why do this love marriage again comes into this? Okay, marriage topic, I'll talk on Wednesday, right? I don't want to bring marriage. Again, I'll go into detail, right? I have a question. Sneha, your question is not here. Aisha is asking a very good question. This is the first time I'm getting a positive question with parents with that regards. Aisha, you are a great daughter. It is very obvious. See, at the end of the day, her question, Aisha's question is, Aisha 113, how to treat parents? What makes them happy? In simple terms, what truly makes the parents happy is you have to be, in simple terms, let me make it a little more simpler than. They just have to have a proud feeling that they have created a great person at the end of the day. That's it. Parents just need recognition. Parents just need the thankfulness. Parents just need that love. Parents just need that feeling that, yes, I have created a great human being in this world. Maybe they might have done various mistakes. Forgive them, right? Parents do make a lot of mistakes to kids. It's normal. Even I make some mistakes to my son. And then I feel bad and I go and tell sorry to him, right? So it's not about the treat. It is, they have few things which they have dreamed of. If you can satisfy that, that is when you truly see that twinkle in their eyes. I hope, Aisha, I've answered that question. Thanks a lot. At least one question, I have a real positive sense at the end of the day. What to do with less communication, parents? Clashes between both, understand. See, first of all, when two parents are fighting, make sure you don't come in the middle. Full stop. When two big elephants are fighting, you don't go in the middle. Because if you go in the middle, there are chances that it can work against you. There are chances that it's going to destroy you. There are chances that it's going to hurt you at the end. I always tell people, never, ever get in between two couples. Because only the couples truly know the reason why they're fighting. Whatever they share to you, it's only their point of the story. But the real truth is only between those two couples. Right? That's point number one. The other thing is, if there's less communication and clashes between both of them, I understand, right? So if that is the problem, what I tell people is that keep that distance, try to make good friends, or if you believe in God, try to build up that relationship and try to see your God as your father, mother, or your goal or your dream as something bigger than communicating with your parents. At the end of the day, parents fight because their mind is strong at that certain age. After some time, the parents will get weak. maybe that time is when you start your communication back and get that back going, right? Zoa, I don't know your complete story. So you have asked me half the question. I can only give you half the answer, right? Okay, it's getting serious now. What should I do over response to their over possessiveness? What should our response to over possessive? They continue to stop off from being brave. Enjoy it. If your parents are over possessive of you, be happy that they have enough time to be possessive about you. And generally in the Indian system, generally girls will have that extra possessiveness which you get from the parents. There are many girls who I talk to now. For example, the previous Zoya who talked about their parents are fighting there. They don't have time for the kid. They don't have communications. Here you have open communication. See, the problem here is that when parents give too much, also you have a problem. When parents don't give you, also you have a problem. Find the middle grounds. That is where the happiness is, and that's where the truth is, right? You can always be brave when you're in college. You don't have to go and be brave in your school. You can be brave, right? But then, why do you have to show your braveness in front of your parents? That time, enjoy their possessiveness. That time, enjoy that thing which they're giving you, right? I hope, Ms. Deek Parassini, I have answered that question. See, guys, you're all asking me one-line questions, so obviously I'm going to give you a reply from that point of view. If you want more details or more discussion with that regards, let me know so I can talk about it, right? Okay, Deeps on YouTube is asking how to reduce the technological gap between parents and children. Very good question. You have to understand their technology first, which means sometimes your parents will be much more comfortable in talking on the phone. Give them a call, right? Then slowly you give them a call. Then ask them, okay, mama, why don't you install WhatsApp? I'll try to give you a call on WhatsApp, right? Then you open WhatsApp. They will slowly understand the WhatsApp things. And then, mama, instead of sending photographs or printed photographs, I will send you soft copies. You can see it on WhatsApp, right? How to reduce it is first you have to understand from which. Now your parents are completely staying in village. If you tell them about technology, the head is going to go crazy, right? So first you start with phone. Give them the first basic phone. Don't go and give them a complicated smartphone in the first start. Give them the basic mobile phone, which just have few buttons, the easiest mobile to use, and get them used to mobile. Then slowly make it from that frame. Okay, so I hope Deeps I've answered the question. Zoya is asking, I'm sorry, but sir, I was talking about understanding between children's and parents understanding. Zoya, I've already talked about initially. One of the girls also asked me the same question. You have to first understand what your parents, understand the story, what your parents are gone through, what your parents is going through, what's the different exposure, what's their childhood. So go and talk to your dad, what's your childhood like? And go and talk to your mom, what does grandmother tell you? What does grandfathers tell you? Understand that, and then you will understand them. The problem why you don't understand parents, because you don't know their story. Oh, mama, dad, I ask money, he gives me money for doing it. Oh, mama, she cooks food, she's at home or working or whatever it is, she has her stuff. That's all you know about parents. Go and ask, mama, what did you go through? Mama, what is happening in your life? What is happening in that? Sorry, Zoya, I just didn't see the complete question because Instagram cuts the last. If it's a long question, they cuts it. So it's between you and your parents. So what you have to understand here is understand their story. They all have a story. All your parents have a story, right? Make sure you understand that story and work it up from that point of view. Once you understand the other person's point of view, the battle becomes easy. Stop seeing the whole battle from your point of view. That is where the problem is. Understand to see it from their point of view. And when you know it from their point of view, only then you can win over the parents. Most people don't have time to even know. Like if I tell to most kids current streets, I've asked them, what's your dad's story? What did he do? Why he runs a business. Oh, that's it. But what does he do? Like what's his stuff? Did he take a loan? Many kids even don't know parents have taken loan for their studies, for their education, for their mobile or whatever it is. Go and find that. Did your parents take loan? Are they teaching you? And what happens? They take all the loans, send you to college, you hook around with a girl, and then after you hook around with a girl, you will say, I go against my parents just because of this love. Your dad has taken loan and sent you for college. Understand that value first. That you will not be fishing around for guys or girls in the college life. When you understand that parents have taken loan for your college. When you don't truly value the values which your parents are giving you, you can never ever value the parents who's there for you right now. So understand it from that point of view, and then the whole ball will start changing around with time. Right? Okay. I hope, oh man, I really talked up a very serious stuff here, right? I think everything have gone very, very serious. No, I'm just telling you one truth which you need to understand. Diksha on YouTube is, my dad is strict and sometimes I feel I share everything, but due to his strictness, I'm afraid. How can I? Diksha, if your mom is there, share it with her. Feel free to do it. Now, if your dad is strict, that is a typical dad's nature. He has to be strict because he had to bring a certain discipline. He has to, understand that, someone has to be strict. So dad normally picks that role. Mom is always a love, the caring way. So if he's strict, there is a soft time. There is a soft time when your dad will come, Beti, come sit with me, or let's do something. Or when you go out for a picnic, or when you go for outside, there is a soft time. That is when you slowly start sharing. It's only when you take that approach of sharing, because if you put the strict guardness in front of you, obviously he will lose it. Sometimes, again, the age factor comes. He has a lot of work in office. You go and tell him something, sharing some stuff, he's going to just shout at you in the best possible way. Right? So what you need to do is understand your parents' timing. Timing is very important. When your mother is cooking or really seriously cooking some great, best food in the kitchen, don't go and disturb her and tell some crap. Because I'm telling you, she's just going to rush you out. Right? So see it from that point of view. And every strict person have a soft time. Every strict person have a relaxed time. Because no one can stay strict for whole time. They'll go mentally off. Right? So see that strict and then work it from there. Right? Praveen is asking how to make our parents understand about the field in which we fall in. There's two things. Whichever field you want to go, make sure you have complete information of the field. What I'm going to do, how I'm going to do, what's my target, what's my future is, and what salary I'm going to get paid, which company I'm going to work for, and all that. Once you have the complete idea about that thing, go and understand what is your parents' field, because your parents might be thinking engineering, your parents might be thinking doctor, your parents might be thinking various other things which is revolving around that. So once you've understood those two things, then only you can make them. Because most people fight in this battle. I want to be engineer, your dad will say, and you will say, I want to be an interior decorator. That's the battle. Battle by the interior versus engineering, interior. You constantly fight between them. But if you tell Papa, interior decoration, this is what I'm going to do. This is the BSc I'm going to do. This is the master's I'm going to do. This is where I'm going to work. This is salary I'm going to get. If you really look at it, engineers are only getting this much salaries. As an senior interior decorator, they're making more than that. Don't you think it is much more better for you to take me on that interior decoration? Maybe he will say yes. When you have a complete idea of your dream, you can sell it to anyone, even your parents. But when you don't have a complete idea of your dream, then whatever you try, you can never make your family convinced. Right? I know when kids come and ask me, sir, I want to be a singer, my parents are telling engineer. Right? That's the simple meaning or understanding of it. Right? What do I tell them? What singer you want to be? No, I want to be a singer. Who told you you're a good singer? Oh, my friends told me. I said, so you don't have a coach? Your coach never told you about singing. He said, like, no. Then how do you know if you're a good singer? No, my friends are telling. I said, friends will, whatever you do, you jump 2 times on the wall also, they will say, your friends say you did a great job. So go detail into singing, what your career is, professional singing, classical singing, hip-hop singing, where's the money, how can I put more money into that, find out all that, and then have a discussion with your parents. That is when you win battles, right? I hope I have clearly explained With that regards. Okay. Further question from Shobha. What is generation gap? Parents always say that we don't understand the pain. Perfect. Yeah, that's true. And even they don't understand your pain also. They don't open up and share their pain. So make them open up to share their pain. So the problem here is what is this concept called generation gap? Both parties don't want to change. So they blame each other saying that they are over advanced, they are lower people. And you just don't change. The problem, the only way you can close generation gap is when you understand each other. And no, what do I say? I was saying I saw Diksha's comment and I forgot what I was going to say. So generation gap is only way you can change generation gap is when both parties are willing to change. If both parties are not willing to change, always there'll be generation gap. So it's easy to blame, right? You are that fast forward generation. You are this traditional approach generation. It doesn't work. Guys, have an open conversation. When both people are communicating, generation gap will die. The other thing what you got to understand here is in generation gap, right, is that all these generation gaps are created by marketing and corporates at the end of the day. So make sure you understand that. Long time ago, ads was all about family. Then the ads was all about men and couples. Then now you have in the ads, children's also influencing, right? So it goes around and the generation gaps are created with that. There's nothing called generation gap. It is just an excuse for both parties which they use so that they don't want to change, right? I hope I've answered that question, Shobha. Diksha is saying, I used to share my, but she died. How can I? Okay, Diksha, see, I don't know if you saw my video about your parents passing away. I hope you saw. I don't think you saw it. Have a look at it. I tell you how to share things to your mother who has passed away also, right? So have a look at the video or just message me and we can work out something, right? Shobha is asking, is there things that we can do as children to get them pain? Yes, why not? So they have done a lot of pain and did all this for you. So do something back if you can. Help them like mom, go and help her in the kitchen. I'm telling you, it'll make her life in one shot. Let it be girl or a boy. I don't differentiate between girls or boys. But at the end of the day, go and help your mother in the kitchen, boy or a girl. Cut her some vegetables or something like that. It feels a lot of pressure from them because you don't know, your mom's will be constantly working. When she gets an extra, first of all, she'll be shocked. What happened to my son? What happened to my daughter? How come she landed in the kitchen now? Right? Go and help her to clean. Like your dad, go and ask, Papa, how's business? Is there anything I can help you with? Is there any things, how's your finance going on? Start talking. That's the biggest problem in this world, right? On the dining table, the whole family discusses about family news. The whole family discusses about world news. No one talks about the son's news, father's news, children's news, and parents' news. Everyone is discussing about the world news. And those people are talking with their friends about their news. That should change, and you bring it back into that family, and then slowly, everything will work it out from that way. Is there anything else? So I hope I've answered the question. Oh, there's 3 more questions on Instagram. I think I'm coming close to the show. What's that question? Okay, Rosemary have asked so many questions here. Is it not good to show anger at parents? So first question is coming from Rosemary. Again, more question. It's not good to show angry at parents. What should we do when they show anger for me unnecessarily? Rosemary, just smile, right? If you think it is unnecessary from them, maybe your mom is just frustrated working in the kitchen. Maybe your dad is really frustrated working from home. Maybe his boss has shouted him the whole day, and that time they're showing that. So sometimes what parents do is that they transfer their anger. They transfer the suffering. You have seen old grandmothers who are just shouting for no good reason. It is because they have a leg pain or a headache or a handache. That anger comes out. Smile. It's not compulsory to react to all that thing which is unnecessary. More questions from Rosemary. Rosemary is rocking the show. Right? Parents find only my bad and they don't see my good things. Forget it. Let them pick your bad. Slowly, when you start doing good, at one fine day, they'll realize your value. Until that, keep doing that good. Don't try to prove anything to your parents. Just keep doing good. Parents compare me with other children. If the children are bad, I think it's their parents' fault. My parents compare with me other children. If children are bad, I think it is their parents' fault. Now, yes, one side, children's, whatever they are, have a huge contribution from the parents. But the other hand is also the friends which the friends hang around with, the people they get involved with, it also has a similar influence on that. So, but then if parents have transferred the values in the right sense, or the parents have transferred the values in a well-mannered way, those children won't get into these friends at the end of the day, right? Shilpa is saying, if I have question section, I would have rocked. No, I don't know why you don't. I update your Instagram, right? Or, I'm answering Shilpa most of your questions at the end of the day. Or else, if you really want, tomorrow, I don't know how many of you know about my tomorrow show. It's the Call Me Deek show, where I'm going to call you. And if you want to really rock, pass me your number on WhatsApp or Instagram, or DM me in whichever possibility. I'll call you and give me all your questions at one shot. And I'll answer one at a time and clear it off publicly, right? So if you want a call from me, DM your number and why I should call you. And for sure, I don't have anyone booked for tomorrow. So my first call will be whoever sends me the first message at the end of the day, right? So, oh yeah, parents compare. See, parents are going to compare you with others because that's the only reference point they have. They can't compare themselves to you because their age is not the same. So what they do is it's easier for them to compare, which they shouldn't do. I know that. The parents shouldn't compare. But your point is, am I growing every day or not? Your question should be, am I changing every day or not? Am I improving? Am I being a good daughter? Am I being a good human being? Am I being a good whatever you believe in? Your focus should be your growth, and keep growing on that. I'm telling you, with time, everything will be fine, right? What's my WhatsApp number? 00971 562996446. 00971 562996446. Guys, that's it. I think this is the last question. I think all your parents' doubts are cleared. There's one question, mood swing. Rameshwari, I know Rameshwari quite very well, right? She actually met with me and we had a couple of further discussions on phone, and we are still chatting. She's trying to figure out a lot of things. So that's really great. Finally, I managed to ask a question. I feel bad my cousins because their parents don't look properly after them, but I'm helpless. I always tell people, 5 people you trust, mother, father, right? Husband or wife, your future, brother, sister until marriage, and children's until marriage. After that, things will all change and you just have to move on with it. Cousins is completely an outsider. Let their parents do whatever they want. It is their life. Stop getting involved or stop trying to change them because it is just a waste of time. Hope Rameshwari have answered that question. That's it. No more questions on. Okay, there's more questions coming up from Rosemaria. Parents don't spend time with us. I feel they are selfish. That is okay. That is the other biggest problem. What I tell people is when children don't get love within their family, they go outside to their family in search of love, right? Rosemaria. So what you have to do is that don't stop expecting from parents. They have done their duty in making you grow in whatever age you are at a certain level. Focus on that. Remaining everything, stop expecting. I always tell people, you have complete control of your emotions if you stop expecting from people. I do all my sessions free of charge. I do everything not expecting any return from anyone. Can you control me? No. Can you control my emotions? No. If audience goes up or down, doesn't make any difference. One person is seriously communicating with me and talking to me, I'm going to do my session. So let the world be selfish. It doesn't matter for me. I'm going to keep giving positivity and keep giving positivity till the rest of my life. I'm going to enjoy people's selfishness. Let the world be selfish, but I'm just going to be selfless. And that is where you go over and above these selfish people, right? That's how it works. Again, my parents are taking opinion of others, like my cousins, neighbors. They don't even listen to us. Forget it. Let them do whatever they want, Rosemaria. Your focus is to work, keep improving. I'm telling you, that same cousins and neighbors will look now. All before a long time ago, when I worked and studied, everyone was going. My cousins were saying, crap, he's going after too much of money. My cousins were saying that it's not the right thing to do. My dad's colleagues were making fun of me, that why is he working and studying? Is he after so desperate for money? I heard all this. But once I got this post which I'm working on, once I started all these positive, all those cousins are saying, look and learn from, right? So that's how it works. That's it. That's not a mother-father question. So that's it, guys. I think I've answered most of your questions with parents, because I'm just cutting this call because I have a call with another person, which is private, and I need to do that call with that person. I think that person is seeing the show. So let me do that, because that is quite important. It is a marriage in crisis. So I don't know if it's going to be divorced or not, but it's my feel, whichever way it goes, I'm going to show them what the positive is all about. So I need to do that call. So I think I've talked a lot, because that call will be going around for 1 more hour, right? So that's the reason. I hope most of you have cleared your doubts with regards to parents. As you said, tomorrow is the Call Me Deek show. So feel free to ask me or requesting me. Guys, one guy has typed in Malayalam just now. I have no idea, man. See, I can't read Malayalam, but I can talk and speak Malayalam. And Rosemaria, you were there. Okay, so I hope I've answered most of the questions which you're looking for, right? And there's a great video on my YouTube too on parents. I think 2-3 videos are there. Understanding parents and Are My Parents Negative? Have a look at those videos also. It'll be a very longer, because this I'm replying in 2 or 3 minutes, right? So that won't give you a complete idea, but those things are really detailed, and I talk a lot about my YouTube videos, right? So Lioness Shona, that's a very powerful name. Okay, so yeah. So that's it, guys. Thanks a lot for everyone. I just need to attend that call, because I was going to call before the show, but then the show timing hurt, so I moved it, because that's a very serious call, which I need to make. So obviously I'm going to call. So tomorrow is the Call Me Deek show. Tomorrow at 5 o'clock is the Call Me Deek show. If you want a call from me, DM your number, your name, and why I should call you, and work there. Any messages for civil service aspirants? Be positive, see what is good, feel what is good, hear what is good, taste what is good, eat what is good, smell what is positive. And that's the only message I have for the whole world, right? So that's it, guys. Thank you, everyone. It was a pleasure. See you tomorrow at 5 o'clock on the Call Me Deek show, where I'm going to call you on phone and talk to you. You can, for anything, you can ask me to call, your name or whatever it is. You just want to say hello, or you just want to hear my voice, or you want to discuss serious problem. It all happens on live, and you have an opportunity to talk to me. And thank you. As I said, whatever you learned from this show, whatever you learned from me, make sure you share it to the world in my name or your name. Doesn't matter. Let the positivity spread. It's high time it has to spread. That's why I'm here, to spread and make this world a positive place. I know it can't be 100% positive, because for positivity and to understand positivity, the world needs negativity. But that negativity is what makes you understand that positivity. So that negativity also becomes positive. So that is why I say life is all positive. There's nothing called negativity. Shobha, the next theme is marriage. Sayuj, if you know English, I don't need to talk in Malayalam at the end of the day. But then if you still ask me in Malayalam, I'll reply in English and Malayalam because the crowd is talking English, so I won't be fair to me talking in Malayalam at the end of the day. So next week theme is marriage again. I don't know why people pick marriage again. Last week also it was marriage. Again, I'm going to talk about marriage. But then marriage was a real hot topic. Many people asked a lot of crazy questions and it was quite interesting. And hopefully I'll ask my wife also to come join in. So thank you everyone. It is a pleasure. Let me go and call that girl so that I hope she understands it at the end of the day, right? Thank you, Facebook. Thank you, YouTube. I'm going to sign out that first. Thank you, Facebook. Thank you. See you tomorrow.